everyone. My name is Risha. Thank you for inviting me, Manjana. So, how many of you have felt the smell of baked goods like cakes and cookies and instantly felt happy and joyful? Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of us can relate to that feeling. So, I love baking, and it is one of my favorite sources of joy. So, I could say that it turned out from curiosity and instantly turned into one of my favorite passions. So, how many of you have baked a cake by themselves? Pretty nice. So, my journey into baking started when my mom baked me a chocolate cake using her friend's recipe. So, it was really beautiful. Just a simple chocolate cake, right? And my mother is not much of a baker. She just followed the recipe. So that made me wonder, why not I try it myself? And I went through the recipe, which was written on a piece of paper, and the following week I found myself grabbing all the utensils, the bowls, the cocoa powder, the flour, sugar, and followed the recipe to a T. Voila, it was perfect. Just a simple chocolate cake. And in this, I realized it was not the eating or the sharing part, the feeding part that I enjoyed, but it was the entire process of mixing all the ingredients, baking, that was really beautiful. And that is the moment I realized that this is one of the favorite things that I love to do. And this is one of my hobbies. And so I realized that the smell that originates on opening the oven, that just gives me lots of comfort and happiness. And so, talking about the smell, does anybody know what it is actually called or what it is a part of? Definitely it's a chemical reaction. Anyone? Yes.
Vanilla.
Vanilla is probably from the essence that we add, but that chemical reaction has a name. So yeah, so the reaction is called Maillard's reaction. It's basically a reaction when amino acids react with sugars under heat. And it's also responsible for the browning of cookies and cakes after it comes out. So that is what that wonderful smell is when you open the oven. And did you know that in World War II, cupcakes became popular because of the less sugar used in them and because they were easier to portion? So in a way, we can say that even in tough times, people always found a reason to have desserts on the table. Another fun fact, the word cookies, it actually comes from Latin, which means twice baked. And so science also says that baking actually elevates our mood and helps in our mental health by releasing dopamine. It explains why I love sharing my baked goodies with my friends and family, especially my sister, who is my biggest motivator. She loves eating whatever I bakes. And with whatever I bakes, what I meant is, even if it's successful or not. So does all my baking project turn out to be successful? Definitely not. My biggest nemesis has always been French macarons. How many of you love French macarons or have heard? Yeah, see that. So those are delicate, colorful cookies made from meringue, powdered sugar, and almond flour. And it's filled with jam or buttercream of our choice. So it's considered as one of the toughest things to bake in the baking world. And I was super proud of myself when I got it right the first time. But in the consequent times after that, 8 out of 10 times I ended up, it turned out to be a disaster. The cookie shells would crack, the meringue would collapse, and even when the batter looked perfect, when they came out of the oven, they were a complete disaster. And I would be so demotivated. But this experience has actually taught me what patience is. And I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep trying because baking, that is the point, right? So, with this small experience of mine, it teaches me that joy doesn't always come from the perfect outcome. It comes from all those collapsed cookie shells, the unexpected, falls, and it's always about how you approach it and embracing the journey, just like how we talk about life. It's never about the destination, it's always about the journey. So, this is how I found my joy, happiness, and a little therapy in baking. It taught me that we need to embrace our imperfections and just go with the flow. And in the end, that's all that matters. It's about creating something with love and happiness. So, thank you.